delivery model, right? So like I said, this is really at the heart of branch transformation. Okay. Before I go into the details, right, we have to keep in mind, right, service delivery model is about customer behavior, right? We need to have a deep understanding about customer behavior, right? So how has customer behavior changed over the past, say, 10 years? Well, we see branch traffic, right, decline at the rate about 5% globally. So I think the US is about 4% or 5%, depending on which tier you're looking at, right? So you mentioned the pendulum, right? Really, the pendulum is swinging back, right? So this is customer behavior change from 2016 to 2017, right? I was completely shocked when I saw this survey. Okay, here's how we read the chart. Horizontally, this is the number of human interactions between a customer and a bank in a quarter. Okay, so US is here, so we're looking at about 4 interactions through human channels a quarter, contact center and branch. Okay. The y-axis is the number of interactions through internet banking and mobile banking, the digital interactions, right? So in the US, we're looking at about 25 times a quarter, okay? So what shocked me was that if you see the arrows, most of the arrows are pointing to the left, meaning that people increased, right? The interactions through the human channels. What's going on? That's a reverse of the general trend, right? Because as we see in the past 10 years, people take their transactions to mobile, right, to digital, right? So branch traffic has been declining. So what's going on here? What's going on? So in the US, people increase their human interactions by about 0.3 times a quarter. So this same thing happens in many countries in Europe and the emerging markets. So to me, there are 2 forces at play. One is what we called channel migration, people taking their transactions from the teller counter to mobile, to ATM, to the PC, right? But there's only so much migration you can do. If you open up your mobile banking, everyone looks the same. There's no more function you can add to a mobile banking app. And whatever you can think of, nobody uses them, right? So there's only so much channel migration you can do, right? But most banks don't realize that. They try to cram in more and more functions, right? And people don't understand. When people don't understand, what do? They pick up the phone, they pump into a branch and ask questions, right? So we have seen an increase of human interactions, right? So that's a interesting observation that I want to share with you. So the question is, well, there are actually 2 questions. Number 1, so who are the people in the branches? Who are the regular branch visitors? So in the US, about 20% of the regular, most frequent branch visitors, they are responsible for about 60% of the branch transactions, right? So a small group of people, they love coming to the branches for their transactions. So lesson number 1, we need to figure out who these people are. The second thing is, we need to find out why they love coming to the branches. So a lot of people say, well, it's the older customers. That's absolutely BS, right? So a lot of studies found the same thing. It's the same across all age groups. Okay, so young people, old people, mid-aged people, the frequency of branch visits, it's about the same, right? However, the reasons could be very different, right? For younger customers, banking is complicated, it's mysterious. They don't understand banking. $100 is a big amount for young customers, right? So they like to ensure that, yes, the bank takes my check, put it into my account, right? So they don't understand banking. For old people, they've been doing the same thing for 30, 40 years. They're not going to change just because now they have an iPhone in their pocket.